Only 2 days in Granada? Here's the exact way to see the Alhambra without crowds, catch the best Albaicín viewpoints, and eat real local tapas, not tourist traps. And seriously, stay till the end because the useful info section will save you money, time, and headaches. Stuff no other guide really tells you. Ready? Let's go. Day 1. Granada's historic heart and hilltop views. Granada Cathedral. Start your first morning right in the center of the city at the magnificent Granada Cathedral. Arrive early when the surrounding streets are still quiet so you can avoid the afternoon crowds and truly appreciate the atmosphere. Step inside and feel the incredible scale of one of Granada's most important landmarks. Pay special attention to the massive main chapel and the mix of Renaissance and Baroque styles throughout the aisles. This site holds deep historical significance. The cathedral was purposefully built in the city center over the footprint of the former Great Mosque, following the Reconquista. Tickets cost about $8, and I recommend spending about an hour exploring the grand interior. If you prefer a lighter start, just walk the exterior. The architecture is massive enough for a perfect photo opportunity before you move on. Your next stop is just steps away. Royal Chapel. Just a few steps from the cathedral, you arrive at the Royal Chapel, Capilla Real. Head inside to see the beautifully sculpted tombs of Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand. Their burial here is highly symbolic, as these were the powerful monarchs who completed the Reconquista and ushered in Spain's Golden Age. The chapel also houses a small museum where you can view Isabella's crown, Ferdinand's scepter, and Queen Isabella's famous art collection. This collection will help you understand their monumental place in history. The atmosphere's quieter and more focused than in a cathedral. A single ticket costs about $6, and you'll spend about 30 minutes exploring the interior. If you plan to visit the cathedral and other nearby historic sites, look for the multi-monument combo pass. This pass costs around $20, and it's the easiest way to see multiple locations, saving you money on separate entry fees. Insider tip. Be cautious around the chapel entrance. If anyone tries to hand you a sprig of rosemary, politely decline and keep walking. They aren't free, and they'll immediately demand money afterwards. Late morning, Albaicín Market. Take a short walk from the Royal Chapel and you'll find yourself at the Albaicín, Granada's historic former silk market. Dive into these narrow lanes, which were originally named after the Arabic word for the silk merchant's place. Here you'll see colorful lanterns, unique ceramics, and beautifully local textiles. While some stalls certainly cater to tourists, the fun is in the hunt. Browse slowly and keep an eye out. You'll definitely find authentic, interesting pieces tucked away between the more common items. The market is very compact, so you can easily explore this historic trading area without losing much time. It's a quick, colorful stop that keeps you right on track for your next landmark. Late morning, Mercado de San Agustín. Walk just 2 minutes from the Albaicín and you'll run right into the Mercado de San Agustín, Granada's central food market. Step inside and immerse yourself in the action. The aisles are packed with incredible sights: fresh seafood on ice, vibrant produce, aromatic spices, and rows of delicious jamón hanging everywhere. Take your time walking through. Keep an eye out for stands offering small samples of cheese or ham. It's a great way to taste a bit of the local flavor on the spot. While this market isn't flashy, it's honest and truly local. It'll give you a quick, genuine sense of how Granadinos shop and eat every single day. Afternoon, lunch at the Teterias. Now it's time for a change of pace. Head over to the Calle Calderería Nueva, the famous street known for its beautiful traditional tea houses, or teterias. This whole area clearly demonstrates Granada's strong North African influence and offers a little piece of Morocco right here in the city. Step inside a well-known spot like Teteria La Oriental. You'll be welcomed by soft, colorful lighting and patterned textiles, while the inviting scent of mint and spice immediately fill the air. You must try the classic Moorish mint tea, which is traditionally made with green tea and spearmint. Pair this with a delicious light sweet like baklava or a dense almond pastry. Tea and sweets usually cost between $4 and $7. If you need a more filling lunch, you can find simple, delicious Moroccan dishes at a larger spot like Trattoria Alhambra. You can easily order a hearty tajin or a couscous, which runs at about $10 to $15. Late afternoon, Mirador de San Nicolás. After your tea, it's time for a rewarding climb. Head uphill through the winding, charming streets of the Albaicín neighborhood to reach the Mirador de San Nicolás. The Mirador is named for the 16th century church standing right behind it, and it's a favorite local gathering spot. This is the viewpoint everyone talks about for a reason. When you reach the simple terrace, you'll instantly get the most spectacular, unobstructed view of the Alhambra fortress sitting right across the valley. You'll see the entire sprawling complex perfectly framed against the dramatic, often snow-capped peaks of the Sierra Nevada mountains stretching out behind it. Keep in mind that the climb is steep. If you prefer to save your legs, the C31 or C32 minibus will take you directly near the top. Insider tip. Sunset here is legendary, which means the terrace gets absolutely packed. If you prefer a calmer visit with plenty of space for photos, make sure to visit in the late afternoon before the massive crowds arrive. Walk through the Albaicín. From the Mirador, begin wandering through the Albaicín, Granada's old Moorish quarter and one of the city's most distinctive neighborhoods. This entire neighborhood is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which is why its ancient, historic layout remains so perfectly preserved. The streets here twist up and down the hillside in every direction, and part of its fun is simply letting yourself move through them without a strict route. You'll pass whitewashed houses, hidden plazas, and small family-run shops that give the area its character. Look for the private, high-walled gardens called Carmenes. They define the area's unique architecture. As you walk, keep an eye out for the unexpected viewpoints that pop up between the buildings, giving you new, stunning angles of the Alhambra. Keep in mind that the streets can be steep, so take your time. Forget the map. This neighborhood rewards you for simply enjoying its unique, historic character at your own pace. Evening, dinner at Las Tomasas. End your first day in Granada with a breathtaking dinner at Las Tomasas. This restaurant is famous for its massive terrace, which offers the most spectacular illuminated view of the Alhambra you can imagine. The view is the star, so make sure you book ahead and specifically request an outdoor table. You'll want to be seated outside to enjoy the dramatic moment as the city lights come on. The menu balances local Andalusian flavors with refined, well-prepared dishes. Start with their fantastic chilled salmorejo, served with jamon and egg. For a main, choose the grilled beef tenderloin with a rich tempranillo honey reduction, or go for the lighter baked turbos served with seasonal vegetables. Dinner here typically costs between $35 and $55 per person, depending on your choices. The combination of great food and that iconic view provides the perfect finish to your day. Day 2. Alhambra highlights and city strolls. Morning, Alhambra. Start your second day at the Alhambra, the massive palace and fortress complex that defines Granada's skyline. This vast landmark sits high above the city, and exploring it is absolutely the most memorable part of your trip. You'll move through several incredible areas, including the fortified towers of the Alcazaba, the beautiful Generalife gardens, and intricate palace interiors and courtyards. Each part has its own unique character and history to discover. Your single standard ticket covers this entire experience and costs about $22. However, you must book your tickets well in advance because they sell out quickly. Plan to spend at least 3 hours here. The complex is massive. Luckily, the route is well marked, so you can easily follow it step by step. Make sure you start early. It'll help you beat the heat and the biggest crowds. Insider tip. Tickets for the Alhambra always include a fixed entry time for the Nasrid palaces. Do not miss it. You must also keep your ID handy. The staff will check your passport or ID used for the bookings several times inside the complex. Generalife Gardens. Begin your visit in the Generalife Gardens, the former tranquil summer retreat of the Nasrid rulers. This area feels incredibly spacious and offers a calm contrast to the main palaces. The gardens are famous for the iconic long fountain in the Patio de la Acequia or the Court of the Water Channel. This is the best place to appreciate how the Nasrid architects used water and shade to create a green paradise away from the city's heat. You'll walk along long, shaded paths and simple water channels that run through the courtyards. The design is easy to follow, and you can explore this section quickly. Alcazaba Fortress. Now head directly to the Alcazaba Fortress. This is the oldest part of the Alhambra and feels the most like a true medieval fort. Here you'll see rugged stone paths, massive solid walls, and the structures that made this the main defensive point of the entire complex. Make sure you climb the famous Torre de la Vela, or watchtower. The walk to the top is short, and the reward is instant. The elevated platforms show you exactly how the fort overlooks Granada in every direction. Palace of Carlos V. Walk just a few steps from the fortress walls, and you'll find the Palace of Carlos V. This palace is completely different. It's a huge, commanding Renaissance structure built right inside the Alhambra complex. Step inside to see the unique design, a massive, perfect circular courtyard built right into a square exterior. It's an incredible example of European style built directly into the Moorish complex. Inside, you'll find two excellent museums, the Museum of the Alhambra and the Fine Arts Museum. The Alhambra Museum offers amazing artifacts recovered from the site itself, while the Fine Arts Museum features Renaissance and Baroque Spanish paintings. You can also enter this palace for free, so take your time. Nasrid Palaces. Let's step inside the Nasrid Palaces, the true jewel of the Alhambra. Get ready for the most stunning, intricate architecture of your entire visit. This is the heart of the whole complex. You'll see endless elaborate carvings, delicate archways, and the famous Patio de los Leones, or Court of the Lions. This courtyard's central fountain is held up by 12 stylized stone lions, which were meant to symbolize power and protection for the Sultan. Make sure you take your time in the Patio de los Arayanes, famous for its reflective pool, and look closely at the stunning dome of the Hall of the Ambassadors. You'll spend most of your time here simply enjoying the breathtaking detail and atmosphere of the royal quarters. Insider tip. Remember, your ticket time only applies to the Nasrid Palace entrance. The rest of the Alhambra opens at 8:30 a.m. Book your palace slot for 9:30 or 10 a.m. and start your visit at the Generalife Gardens first. Afternoon, Carrera del Dado and Plaza Nueva. After the high energy of the Alhambra, let's sneak into the quiet garden for a moment of calm. Just outside the complex, you'll find the beautiful Carmen de los Martires gardens, which are free to enter. Wander among the ponds, fountains, and shady walkways where peacocks often roam. It's the perfect place to fully recharge before the rest of your afternoon. Time to head down. You can take a taxi, but the walk downhill is incredibly scenic. Your path leads you straight to the Carrera del Dado, a cobblestone path that holds the title of Granada's prettiest street. Follow the riverbank, watching the historic buildings of the Albaicín rise above the water. This is the perfect scenic descent back toward the city center. Once you reach the end of Carrera del Dado, you'll arrive at Plaza Nueva, a lively square that acts as a central meeting point for locals and visitors. Cafes line the edges, people pass through on their way to different neighborhoods, and the open layout gives you a nice break after the narrow riverside walk. Lunch at Bodegas Castaneda. From the plaza, make your way to Bodegas Castaneda for a classic Granada lunch experience. This bar is always lively, with wooden barrels stacked behind the counter and locals standing shoulder to shoulder. This is the real Granada tapas culture. Order a vermouth or a glass of wine, and the bar will bring you a free tapa with your drink. Expect to pay only $3 to $4 for your drink and the accompanying tapa. If you want something more filling, you can add small plates like croquetas or montaditos, small sandwiches from the menu. The space is mostly standing room, but that energy is part of the charm. Your lunch here will move at a fast, easy pace, even when the place is full. Flamenco and Sacromonte. For the evening, head up to Sacromonte, the hillside neighborhood known for its cave homes and long flamenco tradition. Many shows here take place inside actual cave venues, which creates an incredibly close and focused setting. Venues like Cuevas Los Tarantos, Cuevas Los Amayas, and El Templo del Flamenco host nightly shows. The small, intimate rooms mean the performers are only steps away. You'll feel the passion and intensity of the dancing up close. Tickets for a show that includes a drink typically cost between $30 and $38 per person. If you prefer to include dinner with your ticket, expect the price to jump to around $60 to $80. Late evening, tapas in the center. Let's finish the night with a relaxed round of tapas in the city center. You already know Granada's great tradition. A free tapas arrives with every drink, so now it's time to explore the best streets for it. For the classic bar-hopping experience, head straight to Calle Navas. This street is famous for its small spots packed side by side. Just order a drink, see what delicious tapas arrives, and then decide whether to stay for another round or move on to the next place. If you're looking for an alternative, check out Bar Los Diamantes. They are known for quick service and simple, satisfying plates. The atmosphere is casual, and you can let the evening unfold at an easy pace there too. Expect to pay around $3 to $4 for each drink and its accompanying free tapa. Useful info for spending 2 days in Granada. Best time to visit. Granada is most enjoyable in spring and early fall when daytime temperatures stay comfortable, usually around 60 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 to 24 degrees Celsius. These seasons are ideal for walking the hilly neighborhoods and exploring the Alhambra without the intense summer heat. July and August often climb above 95 degrees Fahrenheit or 35 degrees Celsius, which makes midday sightseeing difficult. Winter days can be crisp but clear, and the cooler weather works well for exploring the historic center at a slower pace. City airport tips. Most visitors arrive through Federico Garcia Lorca Granada Airport, located about 10 miles or 16 kilometers from the city center. The airport bus offers a simple connection into town, with the ride taking about 40 minutes and tickets costing about $4. Taxis are available outside the terminal and reach the center in roughly 20 minutes, usually for $30 to $35. Rideshare options are limited in Granada, so traditional taxis and the airport bus are the most reliable choices for arrival. Where to stay in the city? For a short trip, staying in the city center keeps everything easy to reach. The area around the cathedral is a great base if you want quick access to shops, cafes, and the main landmarks, with hotels ranging from $100 to $160 per night. Realejo sits closer to the Alhambra and has quieter streets with small local restaurants, with rooms often falling between $120 and $180. If you prefer something atmospheric, the Albaicín offers whitewashed houses and hillside views, though the steep streets require more walking. Prices here typically range from $110 to $170. Where to eat? Granada offers amazing food in every major neighborhood. Here are a few reliable spots to try, depending on where you find yourself. Near the cathedral in the city center, check out Bodegas Castaneda. This is a classic spot for local vermouth and excellent raciones, full plates like croquetas. For a full tapas meal, expect to spend between $25 and $35 per person. For something different, the Albaicín offers Tajín Elvira. They specialize in authentic North African food like slow-cooked tagines and couscous. A main course usually costs between $12 and $20. If you need a reliable vegetarian or vegan option, head to the Realejo neighborhood for El Piano. They serve highly rated plant-based and gluten-free bowls and plates, typically in the $10 to $16 range. And just like that, our 48-hour Granada challenge is complete. We crushed the Alhambra schedule, climbed the iconic Albaicín viewpoints, and mastered the art of free tapas. If this video made planning easy, hit subscribe and ring the bell. Now trade those hills for the coast. Your next guide to sunny Valencia starts here.